Okay, guys, I'm going to go through this, what we just talked about in class, because for some reason it didn't pick up my audio. So let's go to right here. Where is it? Right there. That's your perspective grid tool. And it just turned it on. We can pull it back here. Actually, there's a couple of places you can pull it back. I'm going to pull this out, up. I can pull these out. These tabs back. Change that. Change the whole ground plane. And so on, okay? Now, when I come in here and I grab a tool like that, it's just going to put it on the grid. So let's get rid of the line. Let's give it some value. And there it is, okay? Now, any of these tools, any of these shape tools that I use, like the star tool, it'll also go into perspective, okay? Polygon tool. Now, what we were talking about in class is how we can make some simple shapes. Now we have to change the plane. The plane's right here. This is the blue plane, this is the orange plane, this is the bottom plane, or it can be the top plane. So we'll come here, make another one, a little lighter value, and you start to get the point. So let's take, and I made these, and you can see we talked about this in class. I aligned everything right and left for these ones with a ledge. Make sure I'm on my perspective tool, pop it in here. I'm going to take my perspective selection tool and grab this. It's on this plane. This is actually the wrong one. I need it to be on this plane. Now there it is. Go grab my other one, which is the right side plane. So I got to switch that right here. Drop it in. Pull this over a little bit. There we go. And then I'd go in here, make this a little lighter for my light side. Make it a lot lighter. Make this one a lot lighter. And then so on and so forth. We could come in here and grab this one, change the, I got to get back on my perspective tool, change the plane. I'm going to put this back here maybe, let's see. Come back over here. Change the plane. It's coming up on my other one. Then I would just pop in my other sides for either one. Let's see, one other thing. Type. I'm going to get this somewhere near where I want to be on this plane. Let's go back to my perspective tool, change the plane. And then I have to stay on that. Let's zoom in a little bit. I have my selection tool. And there it is. Okay, so that's that one. Now, I think that's all we talked about in class about. Oh, one other thing is if you want to put the ground plane in, you got to pick this bottom one, or you can use it as a top plane too. Go back to this tool, pick this one. Let's make it gray. Oops. Then I have to use my perspective selection tool to move this over. Then I can start to make my street and all that sort of thing. Okay? So that's that one. So let's get rid of it. And by the way, if you're going to turn this thing off, if you accidentally turn it on, there's the little X right there. But make sure that you're on your perspective tool or it won't let you get rid of it. The other thing we talked about here, I'm going to give this a color. Go up to Effect, 3D, Extrude and Bevel, Preview, and then we can turn it here. We can change the amount of extrude depth right here, so I can make it more. And also you can change right here, you can change the type of bevel. So that's a different type of bevel, that's complex, this is classic, so on and so forth. You can also take out the end cap on it, which is here. It's hard to see here, let me put it back on. Now we've kind of lost it, let me try it again. So let's go no cap. So it empties it out so there's like no end cap on it. And then there's other things you can do in here, more options. And you can change the lighting here. And these you can just kind of go through. There's a couple other things I'll go through about this later, but that's the basic tools there. The other one we talked about was, oops. Let's grab this more complex profile. So the other 3D thing we talked about was right here, 3D Revolve. You want it to go right edge and then Preview. And then again, here is where you can change your view. So let's go up a little bit. Okay, I'm going to say OK. And again, here's your profile right there. If you knew this is what you want to do and you're done with it, go to Object, Expand Appearance, and that's it. And now it's not editable anymore in that tool. It's editable in the sense that you can move it around and play with the shape a little bit, but that you can't edit it in the 3D tool anymore. So that expand appearance thing goes to most things that it applies a filter to. It also goes to the warp tool and a lot of different things, or the image trace tool, all that you need to, if you want to turn it into a regular object, you got to go to expand appearance. And I think that's what we covered in class. If I missed anything, let me know. One other thing I just want to add on to here, because I just realized I forgot to add it in. When you bring the other side in, you'll notice, so I'm going to pick this one, I'm going to drop it in. Oops. Back to my selection tool. It will be, sometimes it's big like that, and it's not lining up. But this still behaves with this direct selection, or with this perspective selection tool, I can shift drag it up and realign it. That way we can still build our buildings in the other file, which makes it a lot easier. I can just pull this down and build it. Still is going to keep it in perspective. Okay, so that's just that.